Welcome back. Today we explore two core Python sequence types, lists and tuples. Think of a list as a flexible shopping basket that you can rearrange, expand, or shrink. A tuple is the sealed version of that basket. Once packed, it stays the same. In this lesson, you will learn how to select items by index, cut ranges with slicing, call common list methods, and unpack multiple values in a single step. These skills make data handling faster, clearer, and less error-prone. Python calls both lists and tuples sequence types with shared behaviors such as indexing and slicing. Sequences use zero-based positions. The first item lives at index 0, the second at index 1, and so on. Negative positions count from the end, so -1 is the last item. Access is constant time and works the same way for lists and tuples. If you try to fetch a position that does not exist, Python raises an error, so it is common to check the length first. This shared indexing behavior is part of the standard sequence protocol in Python. Slicing lets you carve out a range. Say the word start, stop, and optionally step. Start is inclusive, stop is exclusive, and step jumps through the range. You can omit any part, and Python supplies sensible defaults. Negative numbers work here too, so -1 can reverse a sequence using a step of -1. This slicing feature is built into Python's sequence types and is documented in the standard library and tutorial. Lists are mutable, so we can change them in place. Common methods include append to add one item, extend to add many, insert to place an item at a position, remove to delete by value, pop to delete by position and return it, clear to empty the list, sort for in-place ordering, reverse for in-place reversal, and copy for a shallow duplicate. Methods that modify the list do not return the list, they return nothing. The Python docs emphasize that these in-place methods return none to avoid confusing method chaining. A tuple is an ordered collection like a list, but it is immutable, which means you cannot add, remove, or reorder items once created. Tuples are great for fixed records such as coordinates, calendar dates, or database keys. You can create them with commas, and parentheses are often used for clarity. Because they are immutable, tuples have a smaller method surface, mainly count and index. The reference covers tuple construction and the broader rules for expression lists and how commas create tuples. Unpacking assigns multiple variables at once from a sequence. It reads naturally. Left side variables match positions on the right side. The starred pattern collects the middle as a list, while keeping the first and last in separate variables. You may use only one starred target. This is handy for splitting a path into head and tail, or separating a header from the rest of the rows. The starred assignment behavior and tuple creation by commas are specified in the expressions reference. A powerful pattern is to keep records as a list of tuples. Each tuple holds a fixed shape like product name and price. You can slice to preview a range, index to grab a field, and sort by a function that returns the sort key. Python offers both a sort method that changes the list in place and a separate sorted function that returns a new list. Knowing when to pick each one helps you avoid unintended side effects. Here is your challenge. You will analyze a small shopping basket stored as a list of tuples. Each tuple holds an item name and a price. Your goal is to slice the first 3 items, grab the last item, compute the average price, and build a discounted basket where each price drops by 10%. Start with the skeleton, fill in the to-do lines, and run after each step. In the next scene, we will walk through one full solution and explain how it works. Pause the video to give this a try, and please, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We begin by slicing from index 0 up to 3 to collect the first 3 pairs. Next, we take the last tuple using -1, which is a clean way to address the end of a sequence. To compute the average price, we loop through the pairs, add each price, and divide by the number of items. Finally, we build a new list using a comprehension, multiply each price by 0.9, round to 2 decimals, and carry forward the item name. This preserves the original basket and returns a discounted view. Shared sequence rules and slicing behavior make each step predictable across lists and tuples. How'd you go? Leave a comment below. You now know how to use indexing to grab single items, slicing to carve out ranges, methods to edit lists in place, and unpacking to split sequences into parts. You saw how a list of tuples models real records, and how the sorted function differs from the in-place sort method. These are the daily tools of Python data wrangling. In the next episode, we move to dictionaries and sets, where you will manage key-value pairs and fast membership tests to keep collections unique. Hit that subscribe button to continue following our Python journey, and I will see you in the next video.